So this week we're gonna smoke the Macanudo. Beautiful dark wrapper cigar. I love the look of this cigar. My boss loves this cigar, and he is on the right track because it smells so good and I love it. So we're gonna talk about something after I light this baby up and enjoy this baby with me. I don't know what happened there. Ooh, well, failure on my cutter there. I don't know what's going on. Cheap ass shit. Maybe one of you can send me a gift for this winter. Maybe a good cutter. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about how to smoke cigars the right way if you're a beginner. I've done a couple of videos about how to not get nauseous, how not to get sick, but I never really did a video of she lights up pretty good, like the dark wrapper cigars. So for those of the beginners out there, I want to make a video of how to start smoking a cigar, how to start smoking a cigar the right way. Alright everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for being here. A quick disclosure, right? For those of you that I'm making this video for, those are beginners and want to start smoke cigars, I am not telling you to smoke, right? I'm not encouraging you to smoke. You take your own risks when you smoke a cigar. But I will talk about certain things that you need to know so that you can make a decision whether you're gonna continue to smoke cigar or get into the business of smoking this beautiful piece of stick right here, right? So, real quick though, so how did I get into smoking cigars? Well, in my 20s, I started to smoke cigars. I was interested in smoking cigars, but remember back in my 20s, there were no such thing as quick access to the internet, right? And finding information about cigars. So I made a lot of trial and errors. At first, I started smoking gas station cigars, which I highly discourage you to do right now, because I'm trying to figure out what cigars I wanted. And the Navy has given me the opportunity to travel the world, and in that opportunity, I didn't even know what Cuban cigars were. Of course, they were popular back in the 1990s, so I've had me a few, but I never really had a distinct taste on what the Cubans were until later on in my life when I had enough experience on what good cigars are, right? So the things I'm going to tell you about are just a quick reference guide for you as a starter to begin smoking a cigar and be dangerous enough to smoke a cigar. So, I've already told you not to smoke gas station cigars. That's all up to you. But need to know what premium cigars are. Premium hand-rolled cigars, right? So what are premium hand-rolled cigars? These are cigars that were hand-rolled using long fillers, which means whole leaf is hand rolled by hand and beautifully made into something that we all can enjoy. A little bit more expensive depending on where they're coming from, but that's what hand-rolled, premium hand-rolled cigars are. Now, there are premium cigars that aren't long fillers as well, maybe a little bit of a lower cost than the long fillers, but they're as good as well, so do your homework. In fact, if you go to any of these online stores, you will have an option to look for premium hand-rolled cigars. So that's a good start. So the next information that I wanted you to know real quick, if you wanted to start smoking cigars, are wrappers. There's different kinds of wrappers. There's light, medium, and dark wrappers. And I will tell you a difference on that here real quick, but in direct relation to that, I made a video of how not to get nauseous. So maybe after this video, you go look at that video so that it gives you a little bit more information. You don't get sick on your first puff of smoke and the way you enjoy this. How does cigar wrappers become light, medium, and dark? There's a science to that. It's the way they're grown, the way they're exposed to the sun. Remember, the leaves, the more they're exposed to the sun, the darker they get, the tougher they get. And also how they're fermented by the factories that make them, the tobaccos, how the tobaccos are fermented. So most tobacco farmers nowadays control the sun, or the direct sunlight to their tobacco plants, as well as the fermentation process. Both of those have a direct taste to these wrappers, right? I, for one, believe that most of the taste, or the first taste that you'll experience on a cigar, is when you put the cigar in your mouth. And guess what you taste first? The wrappers. Cubans believe that it's on the filler, which I believe it's 50-50, or probably both, right? Because as you take in the smoke, then more of the taste comes in through the filler. So that's how light, medium, and dark wrappers are made. So let's go to the next one, which is the body of cigar, right? There's mild, medium, and full-bodied cigars. Full-bodied cigars are like the dark wrappers, like the Macanudo, like right here. Strong cigars. I suggest that as you order your cigar as a beginner, start with the mild and the light wrapper cigars so that you don't get nauseous, and build your taste from that first, right? If you look around, there are short, medium, short, fat, thin cigars, right? They all come in different sizes, and the sizes, the only thing I can tell you as a beginner, you'll see a size like 5.5 by 50. What it is that it's 5.5 inches long, and the ring gauge is 50, which means, 50 is 1/64 of an inch, right? That's what the ring gauge is. The second number is the ring gauge. As a beginner, I would start with a Lonsdale, right? If you go to Cuba, most popular cigars are the Lonsdales because it's longer. It's like 6.5 in length and 42 ring gauge. And what it is that there is something about taking the time to smoke a long cigar and not get it too hot, right? If you're puffing the hell out of this, those longer cigars, the heat is far away from your mouth as possible, so you enjoy a little bit more of the taste when it gets to you. That's how I can explain it. But Lonsdale is a good start. Now, give or take maybe an inch or two, not as important as the wrappers and the body of the cigars. So good luck on that one. That's about the sizes. The next one is that, now that you're ready to go and order your cigars, and I hope that you're taking into consideration some of the deals on the online cigar shops, right? What I usually do is I order a sampler of different cigars so I can pinpoint which cigar I like at the end, and hopefully stick to one or two makes and then smoke that later on more, enjoy it some more because I enjoy the taste. Samplers, great deal. which I didn't have back in the days, right? What I saw, what I bought is just whatever is in front of me. Now you have samplers, now you have sales, and you have full access to cigars, so don't be afraid and go buy some of those samplers. Enjoy it. Samplers come from, usually comes in 10 or bundle of 20, bundle of 15, and in a good deal. When you get the cigars, you're gonna have to put it somewhere, and you can't just stick it in your cupboard, right? Or you cannot just put it on top of a shelf and let it exposed into whatever environment it's in. 99.9% out of the time, if you do it with cigars like that and you don't smoke this fast enough, in a couple of weeks your cigars will start to crack, it will get dried out, and then there goes your investment. So speaking of investment, I highly encourage you to invest on a storage for your cigars. I'm not talking about Ziplocs here, right? Again, you have access to the internet, you have access to the web. Amazon sells some really nice cedar boxes with a gauge for your humidity for less than 50 bucks, right? Sometimes you can get it on sale for like $30 that holds 25 cigars. That way, once you get your cigars, you can manage to put it in somewhere where it preserves its deliciousness. I'm envious of those that are starting to smoke cigars now as beginners because of the information that you have, such as this video. So good luck and be happy, right? Real quick, a summary of what I talked about, right? I told you about my disclosure. I'm not telling you to smoke cigars. That's all up to you to take that risk. I talked about how premium hand-rolled cigars are made. I talked about different types of wrappers, very basic. Talked about the body of the cigars, very basic. Talked about the cigar sizes, very basic, just enough for you to know to start smoking. Talked about the samplers that's available to you and the low cost of all of the savings that you're going to get with those samplers. And lastly, I talked about the right way to store these cigars. Very basic information, not to the detail. I hope you get something from that. If you enjoyed this video, hey, don't forget to like it, right? Go tell your friends about my channel. I make other videos aside from cigar videos as well, and I hope you'll enjoy that. Back to the Macanudo real quick. Love the taste of the cigar. Very, I would say, cocoa-y, a little bit of pepper in there. It's a dark wrapper, so it's very strong. It's a good cigar, good tasting cigar, Macanudo. Put that on I'm gonna put that on one of my favorite, one of my cigars that I have a list going right now. Which cigars I'm gonna go keep on buying and keep on storing. So maybe Macanudo is one of them, right? Hey, listen, I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this. You stay safe. Lemonade on my United States Marine Corps cup. This was given to me on the 243rd birthday of the Marine Corps. Hoorah, Marines.